If belief in God were truly irrational, we would expect it to fail every honest test of reason. Yet millions of thoughtful people find it not just defensible, but the most coherent explanation for reality. Today, we ask, is belief in God rational? I'll offer a clear, philosophical answer, not slogans, but reasons. Here is our roadmap. First, we'll define what rationality actually is. Then, we'll survey the main arguments for theism. Third, we'll tackle the strongest objections. Finally, I'll show why the cumulative weight of these reasons matters more than any single proof. Rationality isn't a monolith. Epistemic rationality means holding beliefs supported by evidence. Practical rationality is acting reasonably based on the information you have. And doxastic justification is about whether your belief is warranted. When we ask if God is rational, we mean, is it epistemically reasonable to accept the claim that he exists? Important distinction. Belief is not just a casual opinion or blind faith. Faith, in a philosophical sense, includes trust, but it is often grounded in reasons. Rational belief is a reasoned center grounding of your worldview in arguments, evidence, and coherence. There is no single knockdown proof. Instead, there is a robust, cumulative case. Multiple independent lines of reasoning from the origin of space to the existence of objective values that all converge on a single point. The cosmological argument asks, why is there something rather than nothing? Most things are contingent. They might not have existed. If everything were contingent, there would be no explanation for why anything exists at all. We therefore infer a necessary being, one that exists by its own nature and grounds everything else. The teleological argument points to the fine-tuning of the universe. The laws and constants that allow life are incredibly precise. A rational inference asks, is this order the result of a blind process, or does it point to a mind that grounded that purpose? The moral argument proceeds from objective values. If objective moral duties exist, they require a grounding beyond mere social convention or biology. Theism provides a transcendent source for these obligations that many find more plausible than reductive physicalism.
Sometimes the strongest move is an inference to the best explanation. Christianity, for instance, unifies the origin of the cosmos, the intelligibility of nature, and the existence of consciousness into one coherent picture. A belief that best explains the totality of data is a rational one. We must also consider religious experience and testimony. While subjective, these are still data points. When thousands of independent testimonies across history converge on a shared reality, they form a vital part of our rational case. Now the tough part? Objections. Let's look at the three most common challenges. The problem of evil. How can a good God allow suffering? This is a powerful emotional objection. Philosophical responses like soul-making or free will theodicies show that evil is not a logical disproof of God, even if it remains a profound mystery. The science objection. Some say belief is unscientific, but science explains mechanisms, how things work. Metaphysics explains grounding, why things exist at all. They answer different questions. Cognitive bias. Is belief just wishful thinking? Humans are biased. Yes, but bias is a reason for scrutiny, not an automatic verdict. We must examine the arguments themselves, just as we do in science or history. The rationality of belief is rarely a single argument victory. It's the cumulative force of all these independent lines, cosmology, fine-tuning, morality, that makes belief reasonable. To be rational is to have good reasons, not absolute certainty. Two final points. First, epistemic humility. Rational belief is compatible with an open mind. Second, practical rationality. Even if you aren't 100% certain, living as if God exists can be rational given the coherence it offers to human life. Reason doesn't demand proof, it demands proportionate evidence. So, is belief in God rational? Yes, when supported by these reasons and viewed as a cumulative whole. In our next video, we'll deep dive into the argument from contingency. Like, subscribe and tell me, which reason did you find most persuasive?